versus St Helens here. NRL versus Super League. Here we go, and we're going live. Hey guys, how you going? It's down BKR Sport. We are here for the final game of today. We've had a big day of streaming, and we've got a final game coming up, which is the St George Illawarra Dragons taking on St Helens. A lot of people don't actually know who St Helens are. They have won the last 4 years in a row. In regards to the Super League over in England, it's funny because this is kind of the predicted worst team of 2023 going up against the best team in the Super League. So I assume that the St Helens team will win. However, it's going to be interesting because it is still an NRL team. There is still a lot of talent here, but it is a pre-season game. So I would definitely be expecting... I'd definitely be expecting St Helens better get the job done here. I actually think it'll be really embarrassing for them if they don't get the job done. It's not going to be a full team for them, but in the same sense, I don't really know a great deal about their team. It looks like a pretty strong team, actually. Actually, I think this is their first team. I think it is. Let's go through the two-team lineups here, guys. Obviously, smack that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new around here, and let's get into it. So, for the Dragons here, Trey Stewart is the fullback with Matthew Fingai, who was very good last year. Laid on with Mikhail Ravalawa on the wings. Moses Asuli and Zach Lomax are the two guys in the centres. They've got Connor Mullison and Moses Mbai in the halves, with Blake Laurie and Joshua Corrich as the front rowers. Jacob Little used to play for the Tigers, now the Dragons. He's the number 9 today, with the front rowers being, the back rowers being Ben Murdoch-Masila and Billy Burns, with Jaden Hunt being the lock. Interchange today, Tautau Moga, Max Fianai. It literally doesn't have the two other guys on the interchange, so I'm not too sure. But the reserves, Nick Louis Tosso, Dan Russell, Haley Finau, Sione Finau, Alexander Lobb, Savelio Tamali, Jackson Shareb, Joshua Cook, Toby Couchman, Zach Herring, Dylan Egan, Ryan Couchman, and Aaron Johnson. So they've gone with the full 30 players there, pretty much there. Look, it's a pretty strong backline, to be honest with you. The backline's pretty strong in Matthew Fianai, Moses Sully, Zach Lomax, and Mikhail Ravalawa. That's basically their centres and their wingers. But the fullback, obviously, Trey Stewart. Who is their fullback this year, to be completely honest with you? Tyrell Sloan, because they've had a lot of injuries, and obviously Mullison comes in. There is no Jaden Sullivan. No Benny Hunt today. Moses Mbai be there. Maybe he goes to the 6 for the time being, while Sullivan is injured for that first part of the year. And Cody Ramsey's also injured for the entirety of the season. Dragons are in a bit of shambles. I actually would like to see them win today, but I just don't think they will, because they're going up against the St Helens team that just knows how to win, but they do know how to win in England, not Australia. For St Helens here today, guys, they've got Jack Wellesby as their fullback. Now, you should know Jack Wellesby from his time with England in the World Cup. He was good for the most part there. So I'm just going to move that a little bit and fix this screen up because it's a little bit dodgy right now. I'm a little bit dodgy over here on BKR Sport. We all know that we've got problems with our computer at the moment, so do spare me. I can see that the mouth looks a little bit shonky and whatnot. But I can't, unfortunately, do anything about it until midweek when I get my new computer. But for St Helens, Jack Wells was their fullback with Tommy Mackinson and Will Hopwide on the wings. So Tommy Mackinson scored a lot of tries in that World Cup as well. Jack Wellesby, very good. Their centres, Mark Percival and my boy Conrad Harrell, actually one of the first people to interview on this channel. Conrad Harrell used to play for the Gold Coast Titans. In the halves there, Johnny Lomax is the 5'8", Lewis Dodd is the halfback, with Alex Walmsley and Matty Lees as the front rowers. James Roby, he's the number 9 today, with Sione Mataotia and Joe Batchelor back row. James Bell is the lock. Interchange today, Joey Lussick, Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook, Curtis Sirenen, and Ignatius Parsi, with the reserves being Jonathan Bennison, Jake Wingfield, Daniel Norman, Ben Davies, Sam Royal, Lewis Baxter, Therapoi, Ritson, and Daniel Hill. So there we go, guys. That is the team lineups there today. Like I said, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe when you're around here, and the game is on. The game is ready to go. So let's go see what you guys are saying in the chat, and hopefully this stream is going. Just confirm for me in the chat, guys. I'm going to have to keep asking you throughout this this weekend, but just confirm for me in the chat that that we are live and it is working fine. Brighton says, St Helens captain is fired up. He's not thinking it's just a pre-season game. Well, it's not really a pre-season game for St Helens, man. It really isn't. Like, this is a staple point for the English Super League teams to really kind of prove themselves. Obviously, the Australians really do disrespect the Super League quite dramatically. So for the Super League, yeah, those teams want to win this game desperately. For Australians, we don't really give a shit. It is a pre-season game for us. But then again, the Dragons should really utilise this game. They really should try to utilise this game and prove everyone in Australia wrong about where their team is at going into this season. You would like to see that from them, especially considering that there are a lot of doubters in regards to the 2023 season for St George. But 1 minute in here, and St George have the ball at the 10, first tackle. It's going to be interesting to see the physicality battle here, because obviously Super League is very, very physical, really based on the forwards. And they don't have a great deal of defense over there. That's why a lot of people criticize Justin Holbrook for the Titans, because obviously he was the coach of St Helens for 3 of those years. And the Super League's not really built on defense. So maybe the Dragons. Well, I don't know why Bailey said before that he can't see St Helens scoring at all today. I definitely can see them scoring, as in the Dragons scoring. Sorry, but should they win, it'd be embarrassing for St Helens if they were to win this game realistically. You are live. I'm live. Thanks, Mildred. Thank you. These Muppets look like New South Wales to go with St Helens. You clown. You're a clown, Daz, mate. Brett Stewart, fullback for the Dragons. What are you talking about? When the crowd sings, when the Saints go marching in, who are they chanting for? It's a very good question, Daz, mate. That is a very, very good question. Did I see the cricket score? Unfortunately. Daz, mate said, I forgot Mozambique was even still in the NRL. He is, yeah. So third, good offload there by St Helens. I'm not going to know a great deal of these players, guys. I'll know Jack Wellsby. I'll know Tommy Mackinson. I'll know Connie Harrell. But overall, I won't know a great deal of these players. I think Super League starts next weekend, doesn't it? I think Super League starts next weekend. Fourth tackle now. Johnny Lomax in relation to Zach the Muppet Lomax? I don't know. I don't think so. Obviously, one lives in England and one lives in Australia, but I'm not sure. I can't tell you for a fact either way, really. It does. It does. I don't know what does. Good crowd there down there at Wollongong, to be honest with you. Wollongong never usually gets a great deal of crowds. Oh, look at this one. Stewart gets the ball out to the 10. Oh, I get the joke now from Daz. I get the joke. It's a funny joke, Daz, mate. Ha 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 ha. Oh, very funny. I've never laughed so hard in my life. That was actually really funny, Daz, mate. Congratulations. But 3 minutes in here. And it's going to be the Dragons with the ball now at the 25. Or the week after, surely they'd wait for St Helens. Oh, you're talking about the Super League. Okay, yeah, I get it. Surely they wait for St Helens to get back. There's no way it starts this weekend. I have considered doing the Super League, but I also want to watch my Man City games, not live on stream, but I want to watch them. So whenever Man City's not playing, I'll probably stream. Depending on how I'm feeling too, because obviously this season's going to be pretty hectic in regards to the NRL, in regards to me travelling and whatnot. But I think I'm just going to be excited to stream next week with my new computer. I'm going to be so excited. Dolphins fans said, let's go St Helens. I actually would like to see the Australian team win, mate. I think the English team will win, but I would like to see the Australian team win. I don't ever want to see England beat Australia in anything, really. You know, I think that they should have the better team here. They've won the last 4 years in a row. It'd be embarrassing for the Super League, but overall, like, I would love to see a team that we're predicting to come last this year get the win with a, you know, their only strong part of the team right now. Oh, that's actually going to be a knock-on here against St Helens. Yeah, first knock on St Helens there. And it was Conrad Orell. We know that too well, don't we? Josh with Avenger says Dragons have no chance without Ben Hunt. Well, they're doing pretty well right now. Knocks at the gong. Alright, the gong. It's going alright right now. They've got a few people down there. Good to see. Very good to see. Campion. There's no way you're going for St Helens over St George if you're an Australian. Like, the Dragons are still Australian. I know the Dragons are probably the most... Oh, it's the Dragons or Rabbitohs. One of those two is the most English comparative team. By the way, did Panthers end up getting a bonus point in that last game? Does anyone know? I should have the live ladder over here, actually. After this week, I'll have the live ladder over there. Alright, first tackle now at the 35, and it's going to be Moses Sewell. Runs that ball, gets absolutely slammed at the 40. Those are some dirty windows. Dirty windows? What windows are you talking about? Dirty windows? I don't know what you're talking about. Third tackle now goes out to the right-hand side. They're getting really muscled here. We only got the offload bonus point. Well, there you go. I think if you don't get all 3 bonus points in both games, you've got no chance, really. I believe. The coach box window. I didn't see it. Alright, well, I guess they haven't used Wollongong for a while. Not the greatest aim for me. Oh, I disagree. I think he caught that in the infield, but it's going to be Jack Wellsby who catches it. And it'll be a 7 tackle set here for St Helens. 6 minutes in here. Please be a good game. Please be a good game. Wow, I can't believe people have got 51% voting for St George. Why are St Helens playing? They're not in the NRL. It's like the World Club Challenge, mate. They play against the Panthers next week. The winner of the NRL plays the winner of the Super League. Happens all the time. But because they're down here, you may as well. Because there's 17 teams, mate, right? So we've got uneven teams. So if we didn't have St Helens, it would be... Oh, Connie O'Rell with a huge run there. If we didn't have St Helens, it would be an uneven competition. So to give teams the same amount, that's a one-on-one strip. That's fine. Oh, bullshit referee. No. Bullshit referee. Nah, bullshit referee. There's no way you call a penalty there, mate. You were calling held as he was bringing it out. You just let him play the ball. That's not a penalty. Wollongong Rocks love the city. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. I think it's a bullshit call there by the referee. He was calling held as it was being stripped. It was a one-on-one strip. I think it should have just been play the ball for the St Helens. I don't think that should have been a penalty. Should have Super League teams on the NRL. TJ, bro, what? Do you know how far England is away from here? Do you know how far England is away from Australia, brother? Vobsy says St Helens should replace the Dragons to make the comp a little bit more entertaining. Be entertaining seeing how that works. Woodard says, just put St Helens as the NRL comp this year. Supercoach is going to be shit with a bye every week. Oh, man, I hate there's a bye every week. But then again, for people who are old enough, they remember what it was like before the Titans came into the competition. Are you dumb or stupid? So 15 metres out now, third tackle. Newtown Jets. No, Knox, they should not put another Sydney team in the competition. No. Fourth tackle, St Helens, 10 metres out here. Oh, how has he not scored there? So close. Fifth tackle, 1 metre out, kicks it through. That should be a try time there for St Helens. It will be a try time there for St Helens. The halfback there will score the try. It will be 4-0 here with the kick to come. Mitchell Vella says, the only good thing about this year for Titans fans, they have 3 buys, so they have 6 points. Mitchell, who do you support? I actually don't know who you support. Let me slaughter your team. Don't be a little bitch. Tell me who your team is. Philip says, turn mic up, mate. Can't hear that well.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Blame Philip Gould for that. You can blame Philip Gould for that one. Let's get in Saints. Robbie's the machine. Yeah, try time there for St Helens. And Robbie goes, boom. Broncos. Oh, Mitchell, bro, you don't want me to do this to you, bro. You don't want me to do this. Apologise. I want you to apologise in the chat before I absolutely put Broncos on a slaughterhouse. I want you to apologise. I don't want to have to do this to Broncos fans. I do this to you enough, but if you want to talk shit, we can do it, baby. We can do it. Don't you worry. Desmond says, every team has 3 buys, though, so it's not really 3 points. No, he's just a goose. And if he wants some, we can start talking about what happened last year. What was it? What was it? 4 rounds to go, 5 rounds to go, with 100+ points differential over the Raiders, and you're in the top 4, and you ended up missing the 8 and losing to the Raiders by about 100 points differential. What was it? Didn't you lose to the Dragons, the team that everyone's predicting to go last this year? So it's 6-0 here. It's 6-0. Yeah, good call, Brighton, because I'm just going to sit here and just insult the Broncos. You're a dickhead, Mitchell. All right, so 30 minutes to go here of the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new around here. He roasted himself by saying he's a Broncos fan. 30 minutes to go here, first half. Thumbs up, subscribe, bada bing, bada boom. Thanks for coming. Read the room, Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? Read the room, bro. Like, I do get sick of talking shit to the Broncos 24/7, and obviously your banter is so shit. So shit. Like, you insulted the Titans by saying we got 3 buys. So did the Broncos. We also won the Spoon more recently than us. David says that was the same Muppet from last week or something like that, wasn't it? Oh, time out again when he comes back then. All right, so first tackle now. We'll help him learn today. Philip Gould. That's a great comment. Broncos are the 4th best Queensland team. Only time they'll make the top 4. This is a good one, actually. That was a good one. You reckon Josh Hodgson still has more to offer at the Eels than Canberra? Oh, he didn't really play too well today. He played with the Eels today against the Panthers. He didn't really play too well. Conrad Harrell gets his ball to the 40. 4th tackle here. 35 metres out from the St George line. Left-hand side. He's already made a mistake, Connie, but that was a really nice run to get inside the attack of 40. Now there'll be 30 metres out. Dave says, can St Helens beat Penrith? I don't believe so. But then again, it comes down to the team that Penrith put out there. They may not put a full-strength team out there at all. Well, they won't. They won't put a full-strength team out there at all. Oh, no. Dragons made a mistake. It's like, I'm mixed here. Do I want the Dragons to win, or do I want the Dragons to get beaten by 70? I don't know. Knox says, Broncos are cooked. I live across the road from the Leeds Club training ground and see them about. Something seems off with them. I know things that you don't. David says, think you've slaughtered them already. Colin Kennedy says, what year will they add the 18th team in the NRL? How long's a piece of string, man? I would assume within 2-3 years, but no one knows. I don't understand how that's a knock-on there from the Dragons. I don't understand how that's a knock-on from the Dragons there. I disagree. Oh, no, there's a knock-on. Okay, there it was. Blake Hart says, we are going to play everyone but Martin, I'm hearing. Oh, really? So you are playing a strong team. All right, there you go. Wow, Dragons. Oh, no, St Helens. They've still scored. Dragons, you are atrocious. Dragons, you are atrocious. That was a horrific attack from St Helens, and they've still allowed that. Dragons, bro. Dragons, bro. How are you not following the man behind? This is why you're predicted last, lads. This is why you're predicted last. Oh, God help you, Dragons fans. You're in for a horrid year, eh? This is your winger and centre pairing. That is your winger who just came out of his line. That is who you will have starting for you. You cannot make that excuse. You have 5 players on that side of the field, and not one of them picks up the man behind? Come on, brother. Come on, man. Come on, man. Dragons. That is just poor. Like, Mackinson, great offload on the inside, but you can't tell me there are 5 Dragons players within a 3-metre radius of where the ball is, and not a single player picked up the man behind. Nah, Les, no. Is this the same line for St George? No, not at all. The back line is, though. The back line is, there's no Benny Hunt and whatnot, who's was very close when the Dally M last year. The wingers are, the centres are. Zach Lomax, Moses Sully, BKRmy and Matthew Finney, or is it Max Finney? I think it's Matthew Finney. The 2, 3, 4, 5 are the starting back line for the Dragons. The 1 is absolutely not. That will be Tyrell Sloan, who played in the All-Star game today. The 6 and the 7, no. It will be... Moses Hemby might play the 6 while Jaden Sullivan's injured for the first part of the season. But Jaden Sullivan's injured. And Ben Hunt's not playing. Jacob Little probably is the 9 there for them. I'm not too sure, actually. Probably is. But the forwards just are not the team at all, no. But overall, it's still just really shocking from the Dragons. It just is. But 10-0 here. 10-0 to St Helens. 13 minutes gone here, guys. Taylor says, Zach Lomax is the next New South Wales Centre, though. I will ban you, Daz, mate. I will ban you forever. Person on, don't start this too early. We know Dragons fans are going to tell us this all year long. Person on says, Dragons going to lose by 80. If you're going to defend like that, yeah. 5 players within a 3-metre radius, and they allowed the player in behind to get an easy try like that. Dreadful. Once the St Helens play a full-train Panthers, well, apparently besides Liam Martin, they are, is what Blake said before, who is a Panthers fan. What it says, Benny Hunt should have signed with Dolphins. Poor bloke will be carrying this team all year again. I just don't know if Ben Hunt's going to have the same kind of year, man. I think people are going to look at Ben Hunt and realise what he does and kind of how to lock down him a bit more. I do believe they could get the spoon. And if they continue playing like this, that backline defense was bad, and that backline is pretty much theirs. All right, 3rd tackle now. 45 metres out of their own line. Oh, crunch. Good hit. And they'll be taking down to 33. So good to have 40 back. Yeah, it's good to have 40 back. Knox obviously still very early. It's very much the pre-season. But overall, good to chat footy and have all the differing opinions and whatnot. And we've already had bloody loosey-goosies here and there. Right, the Saints might even put up a fight against Penrith. Don't look at this game and see that. But like, it'd be good to see. It'd be great to see. It would be fantastic to see St Helens put up a fight against the Penrith Panthers. Dasman says, Philip, all legends have bad games. Tino's never had a bad game in his life, Dasman. Without Ben Hunt last year, they wouldn't have won a single game. Not a bad shout. How do you think St Helens would do if they played a full season in the NRL? I think that this is still pre-season. World Club Challenge is still pre-season for the Panthers too, mind you. But I would assume that they would be able to, St Helens would be able to probably push 8. I think they would put maybe 6th, something like that. 6, 7. I think people discredit it a lot. a lot of people say St Helens or the best teams in England would still finish down low. I believe that England's still a tough league, but I do think if you're into the nitty-gritty grind of the NRL week in, week out kind of deal, you might see them drop a little bit, but overall, I would probably go around that 6-7 kind of area. Because in a full season, I don't think they beat the Panthers. I don't think they go higher than the Roosters. I don't think they're higher than the Rabbitohs. Potentially go with Sharks and Cows. I don't think they go over the Storm. Those kind of teams, you know what I'm saying? So, on a 26-game basis. All right, so 4 tackle now for St Helens. They're 13 metres out for the Dragons line. Jeez, the Dragons are bad. 2 tackles left still, 4 tackle, and it's going to go out to the back line again. Oh, it's a knock on. It's a knock on for St Helens. How good does it have a rugby league bag come up at the season start? Yeah, man. Yeah, that's going to be good. I will probably I think they do a drinks break at 20-minute mark. I'm probably going to go grab a drink of water, get my glass of water when that happens. Dragons play the most boring footy. Yeah, they do. Even with Ben Hunt, they do. Even when Benny Hunt is there. Look at this Matt Burton wannabe with St Helens. You're an idiot, Taz. Just because the guy wears a headgear. Les, a shame Robbie retired from internationals. Way better than the 2 hookers who play for England. Obviously, you're English, so you would know better about that than me. Roby has played pretty well here today, but obviously I don't really watch a great deal of the Super League. I am looking to get into the Super League a lot more this year to have a better understanding about World Rugby League. Obviously, I know a lot about the NRL, but when it comes to Super League, I don't know a great deal. So for the World Cups and whatnot, I would like to have that idea. So I'm considering it, but it is on its shocking times for us. Good run here from the Dragons. Jacob Little's away. Wrong side, bro. You had Ravalawa to your right-hand side. He looked to the left. And Ravalawa with a great run here. Mikhail Ravalawa brings it to the 30. I actually think Ravalawa would be a great winger in the Super League. Really good. He's like a median winger here in the NRL. Oh, knock on by the St Helens team. And there's a chance here for Dragons. It's going to be 6 again. 15 metres out here from the line. 24 minutes to go first half. It says Betty can fight better, unlike Burton. Oh, Wilder slapped Dasmay with that one. First tackle now. 5 metres out even the line. Is there an equivalent of Dane Gagai and Tino in the Super League? Just slap that guy. Second tackle here for the Dragons. 2 metres out here from the line. Can they keep this game interesting? 6 again here for St George as well. Right-hand side. Underneath. Pushing 1 metre out here. Can't do it though. Can't do it. First tackle. You know what? I might go sit at Seabus after this game finishes. I might go eat something at Seabus. Right-hand side. First tackle. Oh! Crunch down. Yeah? Alright. So, 6 again. Oh, that's a penalty. Huh? It's got to be a penalty to St George. This could be a sin bin here. It could be a cynical foul there. No, just going to be a sin bin. Phillips is Tino Burton. Tino is Burton's dad. And Burton knows it. And Daz knows it. And you know it. We all know it. Burton's a world champion in boxing. I don't know about that, mate. I don't know about that. He's not winning many belts then. First tackle here for the Dragons. They're 3 metres out here from the line. They go to the right-hand side. Ooh, nearly an obstruction there. It's going to be the fullback. That was dreadful lines there. Those lines run were dreadful. Second tackle here. 5 metres out here from the line. Come on, Dragons. Score a point. For the love of God. Shut up, Levi Hawkins. You're going to get timed out if Lomax scores here. If Lomax scores here, you're going to get timed out. If Lomax scores right now, you're going to get timed out. Time him out, 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 time him out. Try time for the Dragons! Try time for the Dragons. We'll see you later, Levi Hawkins. You goose. You absolute goose. We'll see you in 5 minutes, sir. Royal Sports. Dania says, bro, Australia won series 4-0. What is this 90 all out India? What are you talking about? I don't even know what he's talking about. Dave May says, and that must mean Gagai and Moses are Tino's grandsons. Absolutely. Wait, what? Must mean Gagai and Moses are Tino's grandsons. Well, listen, Tino is the daddy. He's the daddy. Tino Fasul Malawi is your dad. He's not my dad, but he's your dad. And he's their dad too. But Dragons here. It's 10-4 here with the kick to come. Here we go. Here's a game. You can't make a bet nor know the result. Nah, he was doing that just to be a bit of a muppet and just to try and ruin the game. Seminole says Tino is Burton's dad and Dane Gagai Burton uncle. Fair enough, really. Well, you don't want to mess with Uncle Bully. You don't want to mess with Uncle Bully. Uncle Bully, well, to be fair, it was a bit of Uncle Bully action with Gagai and Matty Burton. If anyone understands that reference, God help me. God help this channel. Forever Zextrick says Gagai was smoking Burt before Tanner came in. Pew pew! Birdo Gonski does, mate. Gonski, mate. Bit of a slappy slap. Oh, you shut up, Philip Gould. How dare you? I'm not going to read Philip Gould's comment out. It's just disgusting. It's just horrific. It really is. It really is. Yeah, well, you know what? Queensland's Gallen's dad because he couldn't win it took how long to win a series? All right, 20 minutes gone here, guys. 20 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. Huge rugby league season to come. We've got a new computer coming this week, which is going to be way better quality. Whoever that is in the crowd, put your phone away. Stop taking photos of me in the crowd, please. Stop taking photos of me. I don't want photos. No photos, please. And Lomax wheel. Slappity slap. That's a nice little conversion there for Zach Lomax. I don't want to hear it in the chat. But that's going to be 10-6 here with New South Wales to get slapped again. Riley Campbell says New South Wales Queensland's dad. Really? Really, Riley? You sure? Well, okay, let's go over some stats. Queensland's won more series. They've won more games. They've scored more tries. They've conceded less points. This is all time, mind you. They've got the most record for most wins in a row in a 50-50 contest. That's 8 times in a row, 8 years in a row. I know it's hard to understand, but 8 years. And then you guys won that hashtag 1 in a row. Wow, it was a famous year. Hashtag 1 in a row. New South Wales education for you. And then Queensland went and won in 3 years again. So it was actually 12 out of 13 years. Right? Now, I don't know about your math, right, but that's a pretty good amount of trophies. Now, the big thing here, though, is my son. We are current champions, and don't you forget it. Thanks for coming by. All right, so third tackle now for the Dragons. 20 minutes out here from their own line. Hashtag 1 in a row. Riley slapped him down on. He goes, oh, stop, don't do this to me. I didn't even see your comments, but I'm glad. I'm glad you suffer here. Don't worry, son. Don't you test out the waters. The waters have got sharks all in them, son. Bull sharks, great white sharks, tiger sharks, titan sharks, they're all here. You did it. Will just says, remember when New South Wales was beaten by the apparent worst Queensland team in 50 years? Oh, man. Wow. Good tackle there by the Dragons. Impressive. Philip says, do you think Dragons will win their opening round against the bye? That's a tough question, mate. That's a really tough question. No, I think we've got to respect the bye a bit too much. I think we've got to respect the bye a bit more. You know, a lot of times... knock on St Helens. St George get the ball at the 40. Oh, Dragons are in this game here. We've got to respect the bye a bit more. People always assume they're going to get a win every single year and every single week against the bye. It's just not possible, you know, to do that. So I think that... Look, the bye is on a heavy losing streak right now. But if there's ever a team they can beat, it's going to be the Dragons. So watch this space, man. It's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a tight one in round 1 between the Dragons and the bye, yeah. All right, so second tackle here for the Dragons. 25 metres out from the line. Xavier Brown says, is St Helens any good? They've only won 4 years in a row in the Super League. But with that being said, they've got a pretty strong lineup out right now. And the Dragons team is not a strong lineup. And they're predicted last this year. But they're competing, the Dragons. Chancey, Dragons, Chancey, Dragons, Dragons. Try time for the Dragons. It's 10-10 with the kick to come. Woohoo! The rookie fullback. The rookie fullback. 10-10 with a kick to come. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. The Dragons go... Try time there for St George. It's 10-10 with a kick to come. St Helens were up 10-0 as well. The Dragons just said, you know what? We're Australian. We're getting the job done here. And that's what happened. Oath, no one remembers when Queensland gets smashed. Queensland don't get smashed, Riley. It didn't happen. That was a COVID year, mate. That was a COVID year. Sorry. Oh, it's a great song. That was a horrible rendition of it, but it's a great song. It takes me back to the 2000s. I've seen that too early, mate. How hard is it to understand for people who actually watch this channel frequently? Wait. Just wait until you see me commentate it. I am showing the Volkanovski fight tomorrow, Philip. So Trey Stewart, 11 tries in 16 New South Wales Cup games last year. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Good game coming up here, baby. Oh, yeah, I bought this the other day. How good's this? Hey-oh. Now we're talking. Actually, can you see this? I don't know if it might actually miss because, yeah, you can't really see it, but hey-oh. Take that. All right, can Zach Lomax, can he get this through? Ben Hunt is Cleary's dad in Origin. You are right, Sam. That is correct. All right, Zach Lomax here. Cleary's not my dad, Riley, no. And, ooh, St George take the lead. 12-10. Good kick, good kick, good kick. Very nice kick there. Ben Hunt is Cleary's dad in Origin, correct. Do you know what time the main card starts? About 1 PM my time, so 2 PM in New South Wales. Who's Clearly? I don't know who Clearly is. I know who Nathan Cleary is, but Nathan Clearly, I clearly don't know him. 17 minutes to go here this first half. Riley Capper says, but he's probably going to the Bulldogs with Yo Edwards and Luai. Riley's a little bit salty, he does, mate, that Canterbury Panthers are taking all your players. It was salty. Salty. You need some salt, mate? He's over here. Don't worry, there's plenty of salt over here, mate. Plenty of salt. Give it the shaker going. We got a full shaker over here. All right, second tackle here for St George. They get this ball out to the 35. Third tackle now. I would love to stream that Storm Roosters game, but unfortunately, Volkanovski does have to take precedence there with the Mukshev fight. Malcolm's Hammers play Daz's Blues in 3 hours. That'll be a shit show. Oh, I might kick back and watch that. Bailey says, as a sport fan, would you like to see the behind-the-scenes doco of the NRL season like they do with F1 on Netflix? I haven't seen the F1 show, but yeah, it'd be great. Any content in regards to rugby league, you love it. And good tape by Jack Wellesby. Oh, penalty for shepherding. Yep, I thought so. I thought that was going to be an escort. They have escorted a Dragons player off the ball, so it will be a penalty to the Dragons, and that is the correct call. 26% of the ball in the last 10 minutes. The Dragons are massively on the momentum charge here. Shit, man. Cleary is signing with us in 2024. Contracts don't mean anything these days anyway. Phil Gould has never watched F1, but that doco is so good. A lot of those documentaries, even if you haven't watched them, even if you don't watch the league and the sport, it usually is pretty good. Like, for example, the Michael Jordan doco. You don't have to be a basketball fan to enjoy the Last Dance. The Last Dance. Has his scoreline affect LeBron's legacy? Mate, don't you start the chat on LeBron versus Jordan, please, for the love of God. I'm not going to answer that question forever. I know them both, and they're both great blokes. Third tackle here. 13 metres out of the line. And the Dragons now will be 3 metres out. Fourth tackle out the back. BKL's a great streamer. Thanks, mate. BKL. He's an alright bloke, that guy. And Dragons kicks it through. Oh! 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 That was close. That was close. 2020 F1 doco was better than the actual season itself. Well, it's like the Tigers one. It's like the Tigers doco was better than the Tigers season itself. By the way, Ignatius Parsi and Conrad Harrell both used to play for the Titans, and they're both playing for the St Helens team today. So 0 tackle here for St Helens. 25 metres out here from their own line. You make a lot of jokes about Morbius, Senpai. No one laughs. It's shit. No one cares about Morbius. Stop making the Morbius joke. It's shit house. Who do you prefer, Foley or Luai? Luai, because at least he's good. Third tackle now for the St Helens. They'll be 40 metres out here from the St George line. Alex says, Curtis Sheridan off the bench will score at least 5 tries tonight. Oh, that tequila works. A treat. That's a great play for Jack Wellesby. A great play for Jack Wellesby. Still going here, still going here, still going here. Taking down at 13. Fourth tackle here. St Helens. Oh, no. Wellesby's done his ankle in here. Oh, shit. He's done his left ankle in here. That's not good. Hopefully he's all right. And St Helens still going here. Oh, defense was shocking, but they still got him in the end. Fifth tackle now. Fifth tackle, they go short, and good defense on the fifth tackle by the Dragons. A lot of people out there. A lot of people out there who try to say Australians are wankers for the way they talk about the Super League. Well, I'm just throwing this out there. Dragons playing well for once. They are, yeah. It's crazy. It's like they're playing a Super League team. Malcolm says there would be a BKW, but you all give him no time for a partner. What's wrong with you? Ping pong, bing bong. Bobby says I need... Oh! A possible hip drop against the Dragons there, but it's not a penalty because we've already moved past it, but... Bobby says I need Luai to do a speech at my wedding. I don't think you want that, Bobsy. I do not think you want that. It'll just be all about him. He'll forget that you exist, mate. I don't even know what Forever's talking about. You're a Muppet. You're a Muppet, Forever, man. No one cares about Fortnite either. Oh, what? St Helens get the penalty too? That's not right. That's not how rules work in Australia. That play was multiple plays ago. You can't go back to that. Let's have a look at this. Hip drop. Hip drop. Get out of here. Get out of here. Hip drop. You wish that's a hip drop. Are you going to give Fogarty a spray when he comes to Seabus? It's kind of hard because a lot of Titans fans don't know the truth behind Fogarty, so they don't really like it. But yes and no. Yes, I will. Not as much as I want to, though. Okay, Forever. We're not 12 years old, bro, so no one cares about Fortnite, but just want to let you know that one, but. Alright, so 11 minutes for you to go in the first half. That's a dodgy call there against the Dragons. Firstly, I don't even believe that was a hip chop, and secondly, they went back multiple plays to call the penalty. Bailey Fuller says, why wasn't this game promoted as the Battle of the V's? Oh, they're going to go over the two here. Well, fair enough. It makes sense, but in the same sense, like, come on, England. This is a pre-season goddamn game, England. It's a pre-season game, lads. It's a pre-season game. And you're going for the two. It's not a massive game, St Helens. You're going up against a B-grade Dragons team that doesn't have half their players. Oh, gee whiz. I watched more NRL in 2020 than played Fortnite. I watched more NRL today than I have ever played Fortnite. People would rather watch their shit dry than play Fortnite. Don't tell Dan and Antonio that. Oh, that's a huge hit. That is a massive hit there from the Dragons. And it's a knock on there from Ignatius Parsi. And the Dragons will get the ball. Holy shit. Holy shit. That is a massive hit there. Ignatius Parsi running up, crunch, and then the ball comes out. Knock on. Yeah, Mitchell, we're going to time out for the second time. Just remember, third time you'll get hidden. So, we'll see you in 5 minutes there, mate. I can see you trying to troll. Stop being a dickhead. I played more COD since October than I've watched for. Okay. Alright, so let's get off that. 10 minutes to go here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Dragons with the ball 15 minutes out. Bit of karma there for that penalty, in my opinion. Bit of karma. Come, chameleon. So Jaden Hunt comes into the game here for the El Dragons. For the Dragons. Blur says, why is someone talking about Fortnite in NRL Trial stream? That's why I tell them to shush. That's why I literally tell them to shush. Alright, left-hand side now, 15 meters out. Oh, Dragons here. Dragons. Zach Lomax. Oh, Lomax. That's your New South Wales centre there, right there, lads, who continuously try to tell us Zach Lomax is the New South Wales centre. Hey, Riley, speaking of Origin before, usually on our chats we get a lot of people saying Zach Lomax should be the New South Wales centre, and I say, you're stupid. Well, welcome to your New South Wales centre right there. First tackle, knocked on. Why is it doing that? There we go. Yeah, oh, wait. Oh, why is this green screen doing this now? Why is it being shoddy? Why is it doing this? I'm going to have to fix this green screen. How long has this green screen been doing this without you Muppets telling me about it? I support Queensland. The Lomax gets picked at centre. Listen, it makes sense. Makes sense, mate. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Not great, but can't wait for the laptop. The computer, sorry. Why is it so laggy? Because we've been watching Cops, mate. No, my laptop is dying. Well, it's not dying. The laptop is great. It's a new laptop. It's a great laptop. But the processing power isn't good for live streaming on YouTube anymore. Because I edit as well. You don't usually want to edit and stream on the same computer. So I'm buying a new computer this week. Queensland win 1,000 years in a row if Lomax gets picked at centre. Exactly right. So yeah, basically this Wednesday, Blur, I'm getting a new computer and it'll be great quality. 4K quality. Fantastic. But we just had to put it up for this weekend. St Helens led 10-0, Zach. Right hand side now. Oh, good try. That is a nice try there. Very nice try there for St Helens out on the right hand side. And it is Tommy Mackinson, the England fantastic player from the World Cup. There's some problems here for Curtis Sirenan. He's injured in the back play, but St Helens will score a try, make it 16-12 with the kick to come. Zach Lomax, you can blame yourself for that, sir. You can. That's also on his side as well. That is also on his side. At halftime, guys, I am going to go get some water from my throat. Yeah, shoulder to the ribs. Yeah, that would hurt. Plus, I bought a laptop yesterday with my savings from my job, and it's already damn broken from trying to edit a video. Well, that makes sense, but laptops aren't great for streaming. Like, they are good for editing videos, but streaming, it's not fantastic. We've gotten through with it for the last year, but as you guys would have noticed, we used to actually have better quality streams with my big computer, but that computer died, and then I got this laptop thanks to donations from you guys, but I didn't realize that the streaming wasn't great with laptops. Good for video editing, not for streaming, so... yeah, we'll be changing that this week. So I'll use this to edit, and then I'll use that for streaming. Conspiracy theorist Malcolm in the chat. You are right, but conspiracy theorist Malcolm. Lomax played for Australia last year. Stop giving me bloody nightmares, mate. Stop giving me war flashbacks. So Makinson here from the right wing will miss the kick just. Good kick, but it just misses. Prime Minister picked Lomax, so he must be the best in the world. Yeah, well, the Prime Minister is a bit of a muppet, so, you know. It's always best to use the right device, not the best one. Thanks, mate. Thank you very much for that. Oh, some tunes being played in the gong tonight. Oh. Dun 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 dun. Da da da. Da da. Some tunes being played in the gong tonight. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! How did he catch that? How did he catch that? The Prime Minister also chose Cobbo. Yeah, but Cobbo scored 3 tries, 4 knock-ons, but 3 tries. Like, it's hard to talk about his game. Like, he had a bad game, but a good game too. Well, he had a bad first 3 quarters. The 4th quarter, he was very good. And that's a lost ball, so they will lose the ball this time. So, Johnny Lomax, he knocks the ball on. Will you? It's a good stem. Philip says, Anthony Griffin to be sacked by round 6 and Des Hasler will be the new coach. You heard it here first. I disagree. I think that Des Hasler will be coach of the Knights. I think they'll sack Adam O'Brien. I think they'll get Des Hasler. And I think he suits the Knights more than the Dragons. Hop White are doing a new move. Yeah, I can't believe he caught it. So Moses Mbai, a player that I didn't even know was playing this game until now. Oh, geez, close to 4 passes. Our first tackle again. All right, first tackle for the Dragons. 25 metres out. Can they take back the lead? Topsy-turvy game right now. Good defense there from St Helens, but the Dragons get inside the attack in 20. Crazy to think this is the team that's won 4 years in a row, though. It is. I'm not going to lie to you. It is crazy to think that. To be as dominant as they are and to struggle against this Dragons outfit is outrageous, really. Plus, even if Dragons get a new coach, they're still not going to make the 8. I agree. They have to go through a rebuild. They're not going into a rebuild. It's outrageous. They should not have re-signed Ben Hunt. He's 33. That's not a rebuilding side. Let him go. You're not winning the comp. You are not winning the comp with the Dragons. What? You make the 8 this year? Cool. You're not going to win it. So what's the point? Trent Barrett is lucky to be an assistant coach. Isn't he the Eels or some shit? Or Raiders? Oh, but yeah. Easy take there for Mackinson. Mackinson's playing well. Mackinson's playing well, though. You are right person on. At least the Dragons will make the top 17. You are correct there, at least. Warriors beat Storm. Everyone be watching, even if it trials. Oh, no one cares. Malcolm? How much cares? He's at the Eels. I was right, yeah. Alright, so it's going to be 5th tackle now for St Helens. They'll be in the halfway point, at the halfway point. Brodie Croft is the next Chipper Gronk. Didn't he sign like an 8-year contract in England? With Huddersfield or something? I don't know. I think Huddersfield, they're like mid-table to low end of the championship in the Premier in the football. Riley says Dragons top 16. Smokey! Wow, that's an interesting one. Top 16, eh? It's a big call. Very big call. That's a very big call. Will Shane Flanagan ever coach again? I don't know. I don't believe so. I think he really likes his commentary gig with the NRL. Dolphins are underrated coming into this season. I reckon they'll come top 17. Bullshit. Okay, 4th tackle now. They'll get this ball to the 45. 5th tackle. Croft. You're happy for Croft because he's a decent player. So when he was at the Storm and wasn't decent, and when he was at the Broncos and wasn't decent, he's a decent player. That 70-10 haunts me. Good. Good. Good, Malcolm. Keep haunting you. For all your nonsense to Man City, keep haunting. But then again, you can't even talk shit about the Titans anymore because 1, we finished above you, and 2, we beat you the last 3 times in a row by collective points of we've scored 44, 20, so 64, and then 27, 74, 84. Holy shit, we scored 91 points against you in 3 games. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God, Malcolm. 91 points against you in 3 games the Titans have scored. Ah, Malcolm, Warriors, what are you doing? What are you doing, Malcolm? All right, up it goes there. Oh no, knock on Dragons. Oh. That was so bad. Oh, Dragons fans, welcome to 2023, baby. That was so bad. Like, the drop was fine. I'm okay with the drop. But to not get there for that oh, man. So, Hopper White scores a try there for St Helens. It's 20-12 for you. With a kit to come. Should be 22-12. Dragons wanted to give St Helens a late Christmas present. Holy damn. Well, they scored 12 more points than everyone thought they'd score. Josh said this is only the beginning. Oh, boy, you're not even at the beginning yet, Josh. You're not even at the beginning yet. Because you haven't started a goddamn rebuild. Start a rebuild. Then it's the beginning. You're not even starting a rebuild. Your team pisses me off, and it's on behalf of you. Because Dragons fans deserve better than this dog shit organisation that never goes into a rebuild. Oh, there might be a chat. There's going to be a bunker here. Thank you very much to Bailey Fuller for the $2 you do donations. If there's any plans for 23 like merch, good to see you grow. Absolutely, man. Yeah, no, we do have we have Fitty Bomb merch coming out this year, plus some BKR sports stuff. There's some big stuff coming out this year, so just definitely tune in. But thank you very much for the $2 you do donation. Middle says, what's to happen, Dragons? What's to happen? It's definitely a knock on there. It's either way, it's going to be St Helens ball though. Oh, it's a knock on here from Siona Matautia. Zach Hewitt says, last 2 Storm vs Warriors games, Storm have scored 94 points, the Warriors 24. Why did Zach say something that I didn't? What did Zach say? Shocking. What did Zach say? I didn't see it. He must have said something stupid. I don't know. I just didn't see it. Anyone else miss the NRL team posters? I'll get a poster of us beating you 44-0. You like that one? Ah, Truckin's all over it, baby. Truckin is all over it. So no try there, St Helens, but Truckin's all over it. The Storm with an S. No, Storm multiple S. Aha, he got him. He got him, and this is why I say the moderator is the best in the business, baby. If I don't know what they're doing, I don't know what I'm doing. The last time I knew what I was doing was Blues vs Dragons need that crazy barbecue guy to become their coach. You're talking about Paul Vaughan. 1 minute, 6 seconds to go here first half, and St Helens will get a fresh set 10 metres out because of the knock-on from the Dragons. Why is Ben Hunt crying on the sideline? Why? Antonio, why? So first tackle now for St Helens, 10 metres out. And they score. First tackle, Spencer Everett. Chancey. No, terrible. I want those NRL cards back into the chip packets. I still have a Phil Gould one. Yeah, those like Tarzos and stuff you're talking about. Oh yeah, from 12 p.m. in Greece. Zakynthos, good on you, man. All the way in Dragons territory in Greece. He gets around it. So that is Zakynthos in Greece. I will always know that place as a Dragons homeland because this guy, Oya, is always here supporting the content. And he always lets us know what time it is in Greece, in Zakynthos, and that he's a Dragons fan. That's held up there for tackle. The time will keep going. No, he'll stop the clock for St Helens. Ant-Man says, watch this team play. It makes sense, Antonio. No, it does make sense to watch this team play and cry. Doesn't make sense. It's a very good point. Very good point. This winger is something else. This winger is something. Is that Matty Fianai? Is that Matty Fianai? Who is this winger on the left-hand side? He's gonna make me cry. He's going to make me scream. Why does he keep running in off his wing? Stay on your goddamn wing, bro. Who is this wing on the left-hand side? Please, someone tell me. Is it Matthew Fianai? Because if so, holy shit, stay on your wing. If I was the coach right now, Anthony Griffin, I'd come in, I'd say, listen, you get here right now, grab my shirt, and just whack him in the face. My God, stay on your wing. Holy shit. Stay on your wing. Blur, I don't do the score, mate. It's flash score. It'll update when it updates. But there you go, guys. Half-time, 16-12 St Helens. The try taken off them was fair enough. So it is a close game here. Dragons give it a good go. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. Get around it. I've obviously said Peter Griffin's better than Anthony Griffin. But yes, it is a good game, actually. It's a good game. Mistakes, but good game. Good game. Mistakes, but there is a good game going on here. Now, guys, give me a few moments here. I'm going to run and grab a nice little glass of water. I'm just doing that for the English in the chat because no one likes how we say water overseas. So, water. All right, guys, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'm getting a glass of water. back. My roommate cooked some... You got corn chips and some meat stuff. It was great. I'm starving. Hold on. Ah, that water tastes so phenomenal. Someone with a company of a water purifier, please sponsor so you can get the water right here. God help me. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. I actually think Dragons will push the 8 this year, Josh Haddo. Philip. Stop lying. Stop lying, Philip. This is a very serious channel. No more lying. Don't tell him the Dragons are going to make the 8. You're just being rude. You're being mean. You're giving the man false hope, bro. Come on, man. Oh, geez, I'm disappearing again. I'm disappearing now. I'm back. Yeah. Dragons will make 9th place if that crazy barbecue guy becomes coach. Bro has more emotion than the current Dragons coach. Paul Vaughan, where is he now? Is he in Super League or is he even playing anymore? Forgot about the Storm with an S rule. Need to get back into NRL habits. Considering you are a Storm fan, you should know the rules. How dare you? How dare you? But it says, what coach gets sacked this year? I think Anthony Griffin for sure. If the Dragons do not sack... I don't care if they come 5th and they don't win. I don't care. If the Dragons do not sack Anthony Griffin this year, I'm going to... My mind is going to explode. It's going to explode, mate. Explode. Adam O'Brien will get sacked in the first 4 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks. Surely. But I won't be too upset if Adam O'Brien isn't. But Anthony Griffin, if he's still there, I swear to God. I've finished my water already. A brick wall has more emotion than Anthony Griffin. I disagree, Riley. I don't think Brad Arthur will get sacked, but I think that's probably necessary. Philip says, oh, sorry, when I said pushing for the 8, I meant pushing for 8 points. All season. Makes sense now. That now makes sense, what you're saying. And somebody says the Knights were disappointing yesterday, but they had no one in their team. Like, they had Jackson Hastings the first half, but they had no one in their team. Like, what do you want from them? Freddie will be sacked as Blues coach after this year. I think that's probably a good call. I think that probably is a good shout. I am disappearing again because I'm getting too close. So I feel quite unwell, to be honest with you. Maybe because I'm hungry. And because I said my diet's been shit this last week. Really shit. Jonathan Thurston going to be Blues coach. Well, you're just a goose, aren't you? You're just a muppet. You're just a muppet that you'd say something so silly. Apparently when you drink water, it takes 2 hours to take effect. 2 hours for water to take effect? Blur says that Anthony Seibold will at least put the Dragons into a solid 17th place. Anthony Seibold, he's at Manly. Manly. No chance New South Wales 3-0. Yeah, I agree, Riley. Yeah, no chance of a New South Wales 3-0. That's a very good comment there from a New South Wales fan. See, New South Wales fans even understand that there's no chance they win 3-0. Wow, that's really smart from you, Riley. Wowee. I never would have expected it. I never would have expected it from a New South Wales Penrith fan. They're very well known for obviously their Centrelink and their hashtag 1 in a row. So, you know, it's very smart and intelligent that you said there's no chance New South Wales win 3-0, yeah. When are the Knights impressive? That's also a great comment. Philip says, is there any pressure on Holbrook to keep his job this year? There is. The only way I can see Holbrook getting sacked, and I don't believe this happens at all. I like Justin. The only way I could see Justin getting sacked is if we were like 1 win from our first 7 games. Yeah. 1 win from our first 7 games would be probably the nail in the coffin. I think that the only way Justin gets sacked on a whole season basis is if they come last. If they come last, I couldn't even defend him. And I love Justin. I think Justin's a great bloke. He cares about his team. You know, I see him all the time. You know, he's, you know, a coach. This is what I'll say, right? A coach doesn't have to give a shit about a YouTuber who goes to training, right? A coach doesn't have to give a shit about random people that go. Like, when he's handing waters out to the trainers and to the people and people at training who are staff, he also offers me a bottle of water. he also offers me stuff. He is a caring guy. Like, he does care about this team, and he obviously knows that I am all about the team too. But, like, overall, you don't have to do that. But it's really unfortunate how the Titans have gone. It is partly his issue, absolutely. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. But it was also an organisational issue. I think Steve Mitchell is an incredible CEO who is turning this club around massively. I love Steve. Steve and I have a great working relationship, a great, friendship when I see him. But it was also his choices that he made last year. Also, it has to come down to ownership and Rebecca and Daryl. But in the same sense, they're incredible and they love this club too. I saw Daryl at training the other day. We spoke for a little bit. He's a great man, and Rebecca has reassured me greatly many, many times individually. It was a club issue, man. It wasn't just Justin. It wasn't just Justin. But the only reason I could see Justin getting sacked is if we were horrific this year. Like, horrific. NRL Dragons aren't bad. Come on, man. Like, they're not playing bad in this game, but in the same sense, it's a preseason game. Qantas says, hi, I want free tickets. Yeah, I do. You're a fake account, but yeah, I want free tickets for sure. Malcolm says, Titans win each year, it gets boring. Exactly right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, mate. Why is this green screen messing up so badly right now? If you get real Dragons losses, then they are undefeated. I don't want to do that, though, Vobsy. I just don't want to do that. I prefer holding this. I really wish I could just hold it like this. I prefer holding it, but... Oh, man. Well, there was my rant about the Titans. I will tell you, I don't see anyone being as... I think people are absolutely passionate, but I think there's a difference between me and a lot of people. I take enjoyment sometimes, and you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you know this, but I take enjoyment out of literally driving by myself to Seabus Super Stadium by myself at night. I'll probably do it tonight, actually. By myself at night, and sitting there and just kind of being there. I don't know what it is. It's just... I just am so desperate to see this team successful because I know what's gone into it on my end, on my friend's end. I just want to see people at the Gold Coast smile, man, because they've never had a reason to smile in sport. They've never had a reason to smile in sport. Phil Gould says Des Hasler will be good fit at Titans, especially with 4 in there now. 50-50. There's a yes and there's a no to that. There's a yes and there's a no to that. Like, yes, Des is Des. And I'm not saying, like, if touch wood, it doesn't happen. But if Titans went 1-7 and we did lose Justin, I would say Des would be my favourite replacement. But with that being said, Des is also a Sydney through and through. He's also a Manly through and through. I wouldn't even back him in at Knights or Dragons because I think he's a Manly through and through man. That's why it's so weird not to see him there. Yeah, Gold Coast people have it hard. we live in the greatest place in Australia, but in sport we have it hard. In sport we have it difficult. But then again, Riley, there's the opposite. You can live in Penrith. You can live in Penrith and have a fantastic team, or you can live in the Gold Coast in the most beautiful place in Australia and have a team that's never won before and always struggles in every sport. Again, for people who don't know this, the Suns have never made the top 8. They have never made the top 8. It's wild. It's wild stat, that. Love the Titans win, loss or win. Well, that's the same thing you just said, back to back. Fun fact, if you take away a team's losses in one season, they're undefeated. Thanks, Blur. Already had that comment, but thank you. Thank you for a really intellectual comment, that. Don't know what NRL Dragons Chris Edits is saying, but he said something, and that counts for something. So, good on you, man. Good on you, buddy. Thomas Rattenberg says, do you think Thompson will keep his spot, or will Milne take it back in round 2 when he gets back from suspension? No idea. I'll say probably Milne gets it, probably. Depending on how good Thompson plays in the first round. Bob says, Penrith's a real beautiful place. Some of the train stations are truly breathtaking. I'll tell you, this is a true story for you as well. When I first went out I went to you can watch this vlog too on the channel. Roosters Tigers. It was like 2018 or 2017 or something like that. I went to Roosters Tigers at a core stadium, ANZ Stadium at the time. And I was staying with my mate Luke at the time, Luke Shirley. And we had to catch the train back to Western Sydney. Now, as a Gold Coaster, growing up on the Gold Coast, you hear bad stories about Western Sydney, right? You're always told how shit it is, and you're always told how dangerous it is, and blah, blah, blah. I was on the train ride back, and I was nervous, because I was like, you hear all these bad stories and whatnot. I've been in Chicago now, so Western Sydney is absolutely nothing. But I was on the train back, and there's literally a full on, like I'm saying to Luke, I'm a little bit nervous, but it'll be good. Like, it'll be all right. We're still in Australia. Like, it is what it is. Next minute, the people across the road from us, I think it was an Arabic couple at the time, they started having a full-blown domestic. A full-blown domestic on the train. I shit you not. It scarred me for a very long time, that. I started thinking, well, no, this is Western Sydney, man. This is Western Sydney. Western Sydney's not that bad, but it definitely has a reputation about it. And that was not a great time for them to be having a domestic, as that was my first time. It was a young bloke. Well, I wasn't that young, but in the same sense, I'd never been out to Western Sydney. And they started having a full-blown domestic. Honestly, it was something else, man. You couldn't write it. You could not write it, man. Come on, Western Sydney, L. My God. I remember I got a lot of hate, actually, for one of my Tigers vlogs, because it was the Tigers-Broncos game at Campbelltown, my first ever game at Campbelltown. And I put on the video like I held the video on my camera, on my phone, and I typed in how not to get stabbed in Campbelltown. I got so many dislikes and such hate for that comment. It was outrageous. But it's also relatively true. It's also not far from the goddamn point. Like, it truly... There was about 1 million Eshe bar on the way to Campbelltown that time. But that was the Jermaine Asako, when Broncos beat the Tigers by scoring penalties. Tigers scored 1 try, Broncos scored like 4 penalties and 1. Blur says, the chance the Dragons win the premiership is lower than my grandma's heartbeat. Why? Why is this a comment? Why are you alive? Why are you alive rather than your grandma? Why are you alive? What on earth is that? What's wrong with you? Something wrong with you, Blur. Boy says that shit's funny, just shows how unfunny people from Sydney are. Yeah, I got a lot of hate for it. Funnily enough, I got a lot of threats, and I got one or two threats of being stabbed. Didn't really help prove the point against me in regards to the comment. I think I got 1 or 2 death threats in regards to being stabbed the next time I went to Campbelltown. And then I went to Samoa versus Tonga a couple of weeks after that. I was at Melton Station in West Melbourne and saw 8 Sudanese take some little punk shoes. It was funny because he deserved it. He had the polo and TNs. Well, what do you mean? You call him a punk, so maybe he was a muppet. So 4 takeaway. By the way, second half has started, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. I've seen a flock of Eshes. I can't believe that's a sentence. I've seen a flock of Eshes. Great run there from Curtis Sirenen. Flock of Eshes doing their silly dance at Hungry Jack's the other week. Silly dance? What's that? What is a dance that Eshes do? Eshes, man. Philip Gould says it will be a bigger upset than Leicester winning the Prem. I will say this as well. I think the people don't understand. If the Gold Coast won the premiership, there is no place in Australia that would light up like the city would. There is no place in Australia that would light up like the city would. Truly, it'd be an insane night. It would honestly be an insane night. I got an emotional thing about that just then. I got an emotional thing about that. Xavier Brown says, would any Super League side make NRL finals? I think St Helens are the only team with a chance. To be honest with you. It's crazy. I just got an emotional thing about that just then. Boy says, closest thing I've seen to a group of Eshes was a bunch of bump bag wearing kids yelling at staff at I was about to say it's going to be Robina. And it's going to be Robina Station. It's not Robina Station, it's Robina Town Centre McDonald's. Of course it was Macca's. Yeah. Yeah, but he's saying inside. There's a McDonald's inside Robina Town Centre. If you're talking about the one outside, then I get it. That one's it's not dodgy at all, but there's a lot of people who call themselves Eshe Bar outside. Eshe's Gabba, that's their dance. Holy goddamn gay. Oh, cringe. Can't say gay anymore as an insult. That's why I backed it off. Holy cringe. James McPaul says, go. You can't say anything anymore. James Paul says, Gold Coast has improved a lot since I was there 4 years ago. People think of the Gold Coast as Seven's Paradise. Seven's Paradise is shithouse, man. Shithouse. Seven's Paradise is shithouse. If you think the Gold Coast is Seven's Paradise, you've not been to the Gold Coast. Oh, it's a huge hit off the ball. What's going on in Alice Springs at the moment? What on earth are you talking about? Why are we talking about Alice Springs? I don't even think people in Alice Springs want to talk about Alice Springs. Alice Springs, is that the one near Uluru? Is that the one that that train goes through? It's a really famous train. I've been watching this vlogger called Trek Trendy recently. He's a really good vlogger, really quality vlogger. I'd love to do stuff like that, but you need a lot of money for that. You need resources. Senpai says I can't stand surfers, bus, tram stations. Seriously, I can't stand surfers. Southport is worse. People don't realise that Southport is worse. That's a dodgy area. Southport's not as good. Southport is if you go to Australia Fair, I would much rather go to Surfers Paradise on a night out than go to Australia Fair at any time of my life. Jason Balls says, no, I mean Southport's lovely there. Southport is lovely. I've just been shitting on it. Southport, if you want to see a real SHA, go to Australia Fair, bro. Right opposite the road from the Queensland TAFE. Now that's the place you want to be. I used to go to that TAFE at one stage. Second tackle here at the 11 metres for the St Helens team. Blur says, guys, there are people protesting in my street. BK, what do I do? I want you to do me a favour. I want you to go and lock the door. I want you to close the curtains. And I want you to come back here. And then I want you to go on to YouTube. I want you to type BK Sport. And I want you to watch the video. Thank you. All right, so fourth tackle here at the 30-metre line. Not a great set here from St Helens. Senpai says, honestly, I used to go to Oz Fair 10 years ago when I was studying. God help you. And that was fun. I went back when I was in the city a couple of years ago. And it's a horror. Oh, it's shocking. It's always been weird, though. Like, the food court at Australia Fair is just... It just feels dirty. And the layout of that shopping centre is just weird. You can get lost in that shopping centre, actually. And it's not even that big. That's out in the full there. Oh, I think they've called it. Oh, wow. No, he got away with it. That was out in the full, in my opinion. Like, that park is amazing. And last time I went there, some Eshe was threatening a woman walking a dog. I was like, are you serious? That park, I'll tell you, fun story. Back in the day when Pokemon hit off, I don't know if you got... Well, most of you guys probably should be able to remember this. When Pokemon really kicked off on the phone and everyone was playing it, that park at Southport lit up, bro. Like, literally, on a Tuesday night, there would be hundreds of people there. All ages, from 8 years old to 50 years old. Dead set. Crazy. That Pokemon rush was something else, eh? The Pokemon of the Broadwater, that got wild. That actually got wild. I saw fights there. And I saw fights at the Broadwater over Pokemon. Compared to Sydney, it's pretty great. Maybe, James McPaul. Yeah, there's nowhere in the Gold Coast that really compares. But then again, I've been in Chicago, bro. Nothing compares to Chicago. Nothing. I'd go to Mount Druitt Station at 11 p.m. at night before I go Southside Chicago again. It's a penalty here, St Helens. Vopsy says, I wonder what the SJs are like in Tasmania. Well, they've got two heads. Blows a big sport job done. Thank you. Thank you. People died playing the game. I heard people did because they walked off of buildings and shit. How do you get so... I understand being into the game, but it wasn't that hard to not walk off a building. Or walk off cliffs. That's the one. Someone walked off the cliffs of Moher or something like that. Or something in England. Someone walked off a cliff. Like a big cliff. Because they were playing Pokemon. Stupid. You nearly deserve to die if that's stupid. What are you doing? How do you not recognize where you are? Natural selection. It's not far from the truth. All right, second tackle is St Helens at 35 metres out here on the line. Toxic Evan says people got robbed for their phones in that park because Pokemon Go. I could only imagine Some little 16-year-old kid playing at Pokemon Go at like 11 p.m. at night and someone coming up with a knife in Southport and robbing them for their phone. Oh, it's not funny, but it's funny looking back on it, but at the time it would have been funny. Fit tackle here. That park's not great. Fit tackle here, especially the other side. No, actually, closing the bridge is worse. And, St Helens! St Helens! Oh, good work by Ravalawa to get back and knock that ball out. That's so funny, but people got robbed in that park over Pokemon. That is insane. God help us. Zach said, I want to see an SJ in Southside Chicago that last 2 seconds. They wouldn't last 2 seconds, mate. They wouldn't. They would not. I've heard stories about that place. I've been taken through a place where a friend of mine grew up in Southside Chicago. They drove me through it. I tell you, there's some messed up stories I heard, man. It was like, when you're going through the zoo, or when they're going through it, when you're going through a walk, and they're like, on this side, like one of those Hollywood drives, on this side is Leonardo DiCaprio's house, and this side is Kate Blanchett's house. My one was a bit different. Imagine that, but Southside Chicago. I got a rundown of what it was like growing up there, and I tell you right now, it's kind of actually, it affected me listening to it. It was wild. And for someone to openly talk about it too, but like we had to put our heads down at traffic lights and everything. It was insane. Forte, that was just me going on a Cubs game, but she thought that she would take me through the surrounds of where she grew up and whatnot. Chicago's fantastic, just Southside Chicago is not a place you want to go. Fit tackle here, but you don't ever insult. 1 second. Fit tackle here, 5 minutes out. Chase it, St Helens. Oh, how has he not scored so close? So close. 30 minutes to go here, guys. 30 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. What was I saying? Chicago's fantastic. You just don't go there. But with that being said, it's not like you insult Southside Chicago. You just have to understand what it is. It's people who have grown up in tough accommodation and tough lives. And their family, and through generations, have grown up through tough situations and tough living situations. It's great to be able to get out of the hood, but in the same sense, like you understand when you go there that it's not necessarily that people want to be that way. It's just that they are that way because of how they've grown up. Bob says, you don't even need a phone for Pokemon Go in Penrith. There's that many characters. Fair enough. Penrith is all right, guys. I don't know. I've never been to Penrith, Riley, but it's always gonna be a good laugh. It's nothing in Australia is realistically going to be that bad. So fit tackle here, the Dragons out of the left-hand side. The second half's been a little bit slow so far, but then again, that's because we're also just talking about whatever. St Helens got the ball at 20. No, bad pass. Wrong pass. 15 minutes out. Toxic MS says, I was there one night at 1 a.m. in the morning and a dude robbed a guy and police come run past us chasing him and he dove in the Broadwater and started swimming to get away from them. That's crazy, man. I hope he didn't steal a phone because then that just, not only did he steal the phone and the other guy lost his phone, but then he also didn't get to use it because he was in the Broadwater. There's a heap of bull sharks in that Broadwater too. That's a ballsy call. There's a reason why they have that play park area with the inflatables and whatnot locked off. There is a heap of bull sharks in there. 4 tackling at the halfway line for St Helens. If you're from England right now, guys, and you're watching this, we're currently talking about like dangerous areas in Australia, but like compared to shit that you guys have in England or shit that they have in America or just anywhere in the world, really, it's nothing. So like, yeah, but it is our standard of dangerous. Zach said, I've been to some pretty dodgy places in LA. Oh, bro, I think I've told you guys about the story of me walking through LA. Memphis is bad, and Louisiana, yeah. We talk up how bad places here are. Doesn't compare. Oh, not at all. Not at all. No. I wasn't even in a bad area of Chicago, and I got threatened to have a selfie stick shoved up my ass. Fantastic. But because you have an Australian accent, it helps you. So third tackle here. Oh, good run by the Dragons. Gets the ball to 40. True story, by the way, that. Senpai says, who swims in the Broadwater? A guy trying to get away from... LA is just shit old, that's what it says. And he's an LA fan. Fit tackle. I'm not a big fan of LA. Not a big fan of LA at all, actually. But I for people who haven't heard this story, I walked from down the... So when I was coming back from Canada, when I was living in Canada on the ski fields, I came back to LA and I had a night stay over, and then I wasn't leaving LA until like 12 o'clock that night or 11 o'clock that night to go back to Brisbane. And my hotel was at the airport. So I looked at my map and I thought on my phone, I could walk to downtown. Just check it out. Down from the airport downtown is a very, very long way. It took me about 10 hours. Or it was a long time anyway. I don't know now. It was like 10 years ago. But it took me a very, very long time. And I walked through some bad places. I saw some pretty messed up shit. Not like killing and whatnot. But I did see people with guns on them and whatnot. And I walked through hoods that I didn't know because I was a young guy at the time. And then I got to Staples Center after a long time, and there was this guy with a white tank top following me around, very dangerous. He was clearly trying to rob me, and I know this now, and I kind of understood it back then. And I had to run away, and I called taxi straight back to the airport. But I got on the plane. If you guys have seen the movie End of Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena, one of my favorite movies ever, I watched that movie on the flight home. I walked through some of those areas. I walked through some of those neighborhoods. Skid Row. I didn't go to Skid Row, but that's close to Staples Center. Do you know the assault statistics there is through the roof? Devastia says, Australia lost a test match, mate. Cool, mate. Thanks for letting us know. Zach Hewitt says, I think I told you about how I was at a gas station in Inglewood. Inglewood? What are you even doing in Inglewood? What are you even doing in Inglewood, bro? What are you doing? This is the thing that I tell people all the time. I tell Antonio, who I'm going to Chicago with next year, you don't need to go to these places. Like, you don't need to go to these places. Dancing Paul says, yeah, wouldn't risk that young 16... hold on. Wouldn't risk that young 16-year-old girl got done in WA last week in River. She jumped in with a pot of dolphins and there was a shark. Oh. Did she die? Did she get done? That's pretty crazy. I remember being a stupid young kid out back of Gold Coast Sun Stadium, actually, at Metricon, at the river there. My mate at the time, wealthy guy, he lived on the river there. And at night, at like 11, 12, 1 in the morning, we would jump into the river there. Stupid young kids. We're like 16 or 15. Stupid. If you're 16 or 15, you're a stupid young kid. You'll understand when you're 28. Fitz and 40-year-olds watching this, 50-year-olds watching this, I'm a dumb 28-year-old. Like, I get it. Yeah, we would jump in there not knowing shit. Freaks me out at this point. Toxic Amber says Chicago next year, but we're not going to Southside, bro. We might go to Guaranteed Rate Field. I nearly got robbed 3 times there. I went to 5 games. 4 or 5 games for the White Sox. 3 times. 3 times by those little drummer boys. Damn, this ain't the 90s, guys. Please don't go to these areas. Thing is, though, for guys in Australia... Oh, Dragons are away here. Dragons break through. They've got numbers past the ball, bro. No, he could have had the try there, the right-hand side. Taking too long here, but they're going to go out to the right anyway. Back on the inside, maybe. No, fake. That's great play. Oh, good defense there from St Helens on fit tackle. That was a fantastic play there by the Dragons, but they couldn't get it. Oh, boy, that was close. Just arrived at LAX and went to the nearest server to pick up the rental car. Had no idea about Inglewood. I say this to people all the time. Until you travel, at least if you're by yourself, different. I was by myself. I like traveling by myself normally. But if you travel, you will understand very quickly that you're not in Kansas anymore. If you haven't traveled, with all due respect, you don't understand the world. You don't understand it yet. With all due respect. So that's going to be a penalty there for St Helens. Disagree with that one, but it is what it is. This story is more interesting than the actual game. Yeah, well, this is a bit of a chill stream, really. This happens time to time. It is effectively pre-season. You know, it's not going to be as fiery pre-season. Like, at times it will be, but in the same sense, most of the time we can just kick back a little bit. At least the stream is working fine, you know, compared to the laptop yesterday and earlier today. Metacross says, I'm from PNG, so my life's not been that safe, especially with the family and police/law. Yeah, Papua New Guinea's not a safe place. Fiji can be like it, but in the same sense, I could walk anywhere in Fiji, really, and I wouldn't be scared. There are dodgier areas, but, like, it's not really. At all. I'd say Western Sydney is more dangerous than the most dangerous area in Fiji. Second tackle now. I think they're dangerous, but that's because most of them haven't travelled out of the country. So they think it's, ooh. Bro, you don't even have knives or guns. They don't use knives or guns, they just use fists, and they're not that great fighters. Knox says San Fran's falling too. Oh, San Fran, bro. When I went to San Francisco, knock on there from St Helens, by the way. When I went to San Francisco, I was so sick that day. I went to the Arizona Diamondbacks versus San Francisco Giants. If you guys like baseball, by the way, we are going to be streaming a lot of Cubs games this year, pretty much every Cubs game I can, on BKR Sport USA, so go check it out. It's my other channel that I haven't created content on for ages. But, yeah, San Fran is homeless city. There is a lot of homeless there. Vancouver is the same. Nah, it's not a knock-on from the Dragons. They're challenging this, by the way, St Helens. Nah, it's just a lost ball. But yeah, San Fran is definitely... Well, apparently you can rob up to like $800 worth of goods and not... The police can't be called or some shit. That's crazy. Is it 800? I'm pretty certain that the police can't be called, and as a staff member, you can't do anything if it's like $800 or less. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm pretty certain that's a fact. I don't think he touches that. I don't think you can conclusively say he touches this. What kind of bullshit rule is that? I'm pretty certain... Oh, it's $1,000 now, Antonio. Wow. I don't think this is a knock-on. Oh, I don't know about that. I didn't see any movement in the ball there. I don't think he touched that. I think that's a bullshit call. I think that's a bullshit... I thought that's an inconclusive all day. $1,000 now, that's crazy. Anything below 1,000. So basically, guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in San Francisco nowadays, you can walk into like a Tesco, no, not Tesco, that's England. You can go into like a Walmart and stuff. You can steal $1,000 worth of goods and not get in trouble with it. Like you can get out of there. Something like that along those lines. It's crazy. Shopping would be easy there. Everything is free. Like most people are sensible human beings and have morals, but like there are people obviously who use that shit to their advantage. And obviously homeless can do whatever they want. But yeah, you can walk into a bottle shop, just grab a bottle or something like that. And the staff can't do shit and they can't call the police, or it's not a felony or some shit. I don't know. I don't know the rule to the exact point, but it's basically that. So third tackle now at 3 meters out. Matacross says, yeah, peeps go in with shades, hoodies, and just grab a bunch of stuff and dip. Yeah, there you go. Oh, should be try. Oh, last second stop there from Dragons. It'll be a knock on, but it was a stop. They were able to prevent the try. I'm going there for Christmas shopping next if I've got no money. See, that's the thing. The worst thing about the George Floyd riots, I don't care what your conspiracy theorist bullshit is for anybody who's about to say it, but the worst thing about that is that people use that as an opportunity. They don't care about the BLM. They don't care about anything that's going on. They only care to rob TVs, and they're only there to go and loot. It's not about rioting or protesting. It's about looting. Everyone who loots, it realistically is just about looting. It's not about anything else. People in Australia are like, oh, can we protest and loot so that we can... Oh, it's a 4-passer first tackle. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not reading Wildred's coming out. Zach says, I'll give you a tip, everyone in chat. Don't go to downtown Memphis to get snacks at 1 in the morning alone. Very smart. Don't know why anyone needs to hear that, but to be fair, on the Gold Coast, I could walk right now. On the Gold Coast. I'm not going to tell you where I am, but like I could walk right now, anywhere I want, not nervous at all. I could go at 3 in the morning. Safe as hell. Well, maybe not safe as hell. Safe as heaven. There you go. I'm safe as. But yeah, you wouldn't go walking downtown. Even downtown to Chicago, I had a really dangerous night actually when I was coming back from a Bulls game. My first ever Bulls game. Oh, it's a knock on for the Dragons there. Jeez, this is just mistake central. No, it's apparently the Dragons. Apparently Dragons. By the way, guys, 20 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. So, if you guys don't know, if your phone is too cold, you can't turn on and you can't charge it. So, my phone died at the United Centre for the Bulls. Oh my god, I didn't find touch. Oh, Dragons, you honestly hurt my brain, bro. You hurt my brain. You hurt my brain. You hurt my brain, Dragons. You hurt my brain existing. Oh, they get a penalty and it didn't even go out in the full. It didn't even go out. Oh. Yeah, there's a footy game on. Yep, good point. I know, we did forget about it. But in the same sense, I find this stuff interesting. That's why I want BKR Travel up, because I love BKR Travel too. I love traveling. And traveling and sport go hand in hand. Just need to find the time. But yeah, so I went to after the Bulls game. My phone died. I needed to get back to near Indiana, where we were staying. A place called Flossmoor, which is about an hour south of Chicago. 10 minutes from Indiana. Chance here, St Helens. 10 minutes out. And I think there's an injury right now. Number 26. HIA. My phone died, so I had the charger. I had my charger with me, but because I left the United Centre, which was the worst decision I've ever made in my life, I left the United Centre for about half an hour. I was looking for a charging point because I didn't want to have to go into downtown, because downtown is not great at night. You don't want to even get on a train at night in Chicago, really. If you don't have to. But I did it many times on the way back from Wrigley Field, the Cubs games. And I was looking for half an hour. It took me to find a charger. I wanted to just Uber. And then I left it in there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now, West Side Chicago is actually arguably more dangerous than South Side. But then again, this United Centre is gentrified. So it means, for people who don't know what gentrified means, it means it's been improved, right? Redfern has been gentrified, for people who don't know, in Sydney. Used to be bad, now it's decent. Better, is what we'll say. And yeah, about an hour and a half I waited, still didn't charge. And then I decided to actually get on the train 1 second here. Oh, good kick. Oh, no, it will be... Oh, my God, knock on. St Helens silly score. 1 metre out here. On the train into downtown, I had to do it. I just had to go because it wasn't charging. Oh, easy try. That was an easy try for St Helens. That was too easy there. So it will be 20 to 12 here with the kick to come. It should be 22 to 12. I got on, and there's a charging point on the train. And it charged. I got into downtown. My God, the amount of people that threatened me, the amount of scary dudes there, and anything you've heard about Chicago is right. But anyway, I was talking to my mum the whole time. She got me an Uber, and I got home. But my God, that was a terrifying night, man. Ryder Captain said, I do feel pretty safe walking around North Cranebrook. I don't know what that is, the better side, but I feel a bit nervous in South Cranebrook or Mount Druitt. Mount Druitt is a place that everyone talks about, yeah. Only 201 is safe. What are you talking about? Oh, what about 20? Yeah, Zach. Oh, man. You guys are stupid, Hold on, I'm just making this stronger. Sounds like a Laurie Lightfoot moment. Laurie Lightfoot, my God. At the time, people were so excited for her, eh? At the time, but man, she got bad. It's a new law in Chicago as well. That something about if you go into someone's house, you don't have to be legally removed or some shit. You can't be legally removed. Oh, he's missed the kick, has he? No, he got the kick. It'll be 22 to 12 here with 16 and a half minutes to go. There's some ridiculous law that got passed January 1st of this year. Well, it came into effect January 1st of this year. But I think it was about bail and whatnot. But yeah, you could squat and not get kicked out or some shit like that. And there was a certain limit on like murder of some sort. I don't know. It was something crazy. Blur said, welcome to Chicago, Antonio. You have no idea what you're getting into. Blur says, there is a hurricane happening right outside my house. Run. I'm running, mate, right now. Mount Druitt got 1-4. Watch out for your shoes, kids. I don't even know what that is. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow we'll be shooting Volkanovski versus Makhachev in the UFC. And then the Cowboys versus Dolphins game. And then after that, obviously Broncos Titans, which is going to be a pretty crazy stream. I can tell tomorrow on Titans Broncos we're not going to be really talking about Chicago on that stream, because I'm going to have a lot of Muppets in here. I can tell you that for free. Third tackle now for St Helens. They're at the 45. At the 50. Taken down. Play you in Norfolk Island. Is there actually a cyclone? I think there is like 3 cyclones forming off the coast of North Queensland or something like that. pre-season challenge. So I think for 6, 12, 18, 24, I think that St Helens scored 4 tries. They haven't got the bonus point for the tries yet. Line breaks, I don't think they've got. And I don't think they've had a great deal of offloads either. Oh my God, another comment about Chris Thomas. You guys are obsessed, eh? Like, you guys are obsessed. Daz mate says 1-4 is what all the cool kids listen to these days. Mate, I listen to Shannon Nolan and Guy Sebastian. How about that? No, but I think there is. I know he's trolling Fobsy, but I think there is cyclones up north somewhere. Like they're forming off the coast of Queensland of some sort. Third tackle here. I was joking about the protesters. We knew that, mate. Yes, the cyclone Gabriel formed on Wednesday and kept moving down south, and there's another 2 next to WA. There you go. 3, Antonio. Well, there you go. Is it meant to rain tomorrow? So, fifth tackle, 55 metres out. Somebody says, oh, LMAO blur. I cannot believe that you believed him in regards to the protesters. You're a silly little goose, mate. Are you in or on Norfolk Island? Someone said I was worried about cyclone would make landfall somewhere. Storm surges suck. Oh, there's going to be a penalty here for, I think, a high tackle there. That's a penalty there. Dragons have actually done pretty impressively here. This is actually not a great result for St Helens. They'll win. But for a Dragons team that only has effectively Zach Lomax, Mikal Ravalawa, who's the other winger? Matthew Fairnight, who's been dreadful defensively, and Moses Tully, who I don't even think have played really the second half. This has been a good performance here from a very weakened down Dragons side against a pretty strong English side. I don't think Paul says like 33 plus from Queensland and Sydney tomorrow. Way to ruin my life, lads. Way to ruin my life. I did it before a Lakers game at the Staples Center, and I refuse to call it Crypto.com Center, by the way. I'll always call it Staples. Good offload, good offload, good offload, good offload. Oh, that's a forward pass. Oh, referee, that's a forward pass. They're going to call try there, but that was a forward pass for me. Yeah, I was going to say, took ages to call that forward pass. I think the touchy called that forward. When it's crazy, the referee should have been able to call that. But it will be a forward pass. I called it live. Like, come on, man. It's pretty obvious. That wasn't even close. That was like a meter forward. Look at this. That's so forward. It's not funny. How has he not called that live? I did it before a Lakers game at Staples Center, and I was exiting the restaurant. I saw a jacked Hispanic bloke with a water drop under his eye following behind me. I was thinking to myself, that's probably the same guy that I had at the Staples Center. The white tank. He had a white tank top on. I think he had two teardrops on that guy. Sebastian says, Sod St Helens. It's actually kind of sad here, Sebastian. Like, honestly, they should really be beating this Dragons team by a lot more. Like, congratulations to St Helens in England. Like, you're going to win. But this is a very weak Dragons side, and it's a very weak side that we're predicting to come last this year in the NRL. I would have expected this St Helens side to put them to the floor and wipe them. You know, really, honestly, give them a flogging. I've been disappointed. I really have been. I've been disappointed in St Helens here. I've been disappointed in St Helens in this game. Again, they're going to win. Congratulations. They'll take the points, whatever. But I just was expecting more from them. Wonder how they'll go against Penrith. They might get up for that more. You know, it is still preseason, right? It is still preseason, and that'll be the first game back for a lot of the boys. Yeah, I just expect a little bit more. I don't think Panthers will slaughter them, Woolshed. I think that if you're talking about in the middle of a season, like if you're talking about like round 10, round 5, round 15, round 20, maybe not round 15 because of Origin, but if you're talking about like in the nitty-gritty part of the season where you're playing week in, week out, the Panthers will flog them. Flog them. Absolutely flog them. But I think that if you're talking about preseason and you're talking about games like this, I think it'll be 10 points, 14 points, 8 points. But if you're talking about in a regular season or you're talking about finals when shit matters, I think they get slapped. Remember the Crushers? No, Crushers were before my time, Knox. I was born in 94. Crushers were, before I really kind of gave a shit. Sasha says, I get that, but we're just so fed up with them winning the Super League every year. No, I get that. It's like people get sick of Storm winning every year, or Roosters winning every year, or now the Panthers who've won back-to-back and won the Grand Final in 2020. It would be fantastic to see a Panthers get knocked off this year and not make the grand final. It would be a fresh feeling if it wasn't, a Storm or a Panther or a Rooster. But it's always going to be that way. As soon as a team wins a grand final or makes the grand final, I say wins, as soon as a team wins it, then people are like, oh, no, they can't go back to a grand final ever again now. And then when they do it again, they go to another grand final, the team that was supporting, they hate them. Oh, this should be a try. That's a good try there. That's a good try there for St Helens. So we'll be 26-12 here with the kit to come. 26-12 with the kit to come. Knox says, young'un. Mate, he's a young'un. I'm a freshie, mate. I'm a freshie. Let me waddle around. Let me do my thing. 10 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. St Helens score a try on the right-hand side. It'd be great to see the Roosters finally win. Shut up, Vobsy. A fantastic grand final, a realistic grand final this year would be Roosters Rabbitohs. Haven't seen that in a very, very long time. Roosters Rabbitohs grand final. Realistic Titans versus anybody. Who else is there? Realistically, Manly can't do it. Realistically, Broncos won't do it. Titans Broncos would be mental for me. That would be the high stakes, high reward for a Titans Broncos grand final for this channel would be just literally insane. I couldn't handle it. I don't know if I could handle that. Like, I'm pretty mentally strong. You guys know that I put up with a lot here, but I don't know if I could handle that. That would be a really brutal game for me, win or lose. I'd be exhausted. I'd be exhausted that whole week. Sebastian says, are they the only English side to play in the NRL Trials? Yes. Yeah, because there's 17 teams. We had to add in a 17th, and obviously they're coming down for the World Club Challenge against Penrith next week anyway, so that's why we chucked him in. And they'll get the kick. Yes, they will. 28-12. That's the ultimate all-in. Oh, that's an all-in if I ever did see one, Empire, yeah. That's a very much all-in. Oh, we've got some good Broncos fans here, obviously. But that would be really all-in. Because the numbers this channel would produce for a Titans positive season, and then for it to be a Titans Broncos, the numbers that Vlog would receive, win or lose, would be gigantic. Papa says Roosters or Eels would be good, but it's unlikely. Oh, I don't really feel that. Maybe if you're a Roosters or Eels fan. Like, for Roosters and Eels fans, maybe, but not for anyone else. Dragons at Win Stadium in 2023. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. Are they not playing Cogra much? Oh, my God. That is dreadful from St Helens. Jeez, that was dreadful from St Helens. Taken from me in 2015, those losses hurt like hell. No, not the same. Not the same, bro. Not the same. With all due respect, YouTube and what I do here, and with what I do with Titans Broncos, way worse than what could have happened with that Cowboys Broncos. Because I have to put up with dickheads. But then in the same time, I encourage it. I understand what I'm getting myself into, but I just know that's the ultimate all-in. That would be the literal ultimate all-in. But, like, either way, the views that would go through the roof of the channel, but that would be the ultimate all-in. I'd either never live it down, or I would always win. It's either I never live it down for the rest of my life, or I will never let Broncos fans ever forget it, and shit talk would never happen from a Broncos fan on this channel ever again. Stephen Jackson Entertainment says, good to see you, and our ex-Barrow Raider, T. Riston. Okay, great try his debut. There you go, man. Good on him. Good on Dragons here. Dragons! Oh, try time, Dragons. They're still on here if they score another, but there's going to be a try time with the Dragons. So it's going to be 28-16 here with the kit to come. 28-16 here with the kit to come. Got my West Ham shirt on for the Chelsea game. So sorry, Malcolm, you have to put up with that shit. But Dragons there with the try time. It's a nice little offload. Stephen Jackson, I want to ask you, if you've been watching this game as an Englishman, what do you think of St Helens here? Because, like, for us as Australians, we're quite disappointed. I was expecting the Dragons to get wiped the floor with, but this is a very weakened side for the Dragons, and this is the team we're predicting to come last this year, and St Helens haven't really been able to put them to bed. I just want to know what your thoughts are as an Englishman. Tasmate says, a nice exciting Bulldogs 50-0 win over Para or South in the grand final would be a dream grand final for everyone. Bro, I just want one season where we're confidently in the 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care necessarily about winning yet. I just want to be... I want to have a season where we're just confidently in the top 6 and we're never looking like we're going to miss the 8. You know, it brings so much stress. Somebody says, I'd have to give respect to the Titans making the grand final for the first time if it was against us. Oh, that's a dig. Jalmed Ali says, Helens are flogger Dragons. No, they're not. They're not at all. Also, Dragons don't have many of their starting players at all. Maybe Jacob Little and then their backline of 2, 3, 4, and 5. Moses Sully, Zach Lomax, Mikhail Ravalawa, and Matthew Finai. Besides those 5, it's a very weak inside of the Dragons. And also, just not true at all. It's a 10-point game right now, 28-18, with 5 minutes 49 to go here. Like, this is the 4 years in a row Super League champion going up against the team that we are all predicting for last this year. I'm disappointed just like all you lads because they're still winning. Alright, so getting the Dragons pull off a miracle here. They've got 5 minutes 40. They've got the ball. First tackle, 20 minutes out. Roosters Titans Grand Final 2023. Shut up. Roosters Dragons Grand Final easily. That would be a fun one, but in the same sense, the Dragons are shit. But that would be a great one. Who even is the Dragons lock? Maybe DeBellin? Is it Jack DeBellin? I don't know for today, but maybe Jack DeBellin when the season starts. So 4th tackle here at the 45. Need to do a bit better than what they just did then. So only was the Dragons held their own. Yeah, they held their own today. They did for a very weakened team against a 4-time-in-a-row champion of England. Storm Manly Granny would be incredible. Oh, the bounce. Is it going to sit up? Oh my God. This is working out perfectly in favour of the Dragons. That bounce was insane. Here we go. The game's on here because it's going to be a dropout here from St Helens and the Dragons will get the ball. It's a goal line dropout here. Wowee. That bounce is wild how that stopped in that place. Yeah, it stayed in. And then it got hammered. That bounce, you could not have asked for a more perfect bounce in this game of the Dragons. I think Jack DeBellin maybe is their lock. Alright, so a line dropout here. I would say this is their do or die set here. Dragons score here, game on. If the Dragons don't score, it's game over. I can't believe that bounce just then. Don't forget, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We'll be live 3 times tomorrow for Volkanovski versus Makashev, plus Cowboys, Dolphins, and also Titans, Broncos. 6 again now for the Dragons here. 25 May's out. Here we go. Jeez, I thought he knocked it on there. Second tackle now. Out to the left-hand side. Knowledge says, do you think if Penrith Para played a granny again, it would be the same dominant display from Panthers? Yes. Oh, no, you didn't kick that ball through. Oh! I can't believe that guy is a moron. It was third tackle, mate. I can't believe how stupid you are to take that kick down third tackle. Third tackle, 10 metres out, and you're going to go for a kick like that? Tau Moga, this is why no one thinks... This is why he's such a dreadful player. This is why he doesn't get a crack at the Dragons. I just looked at who was playing lock last year, and it was Jack Bird. Oh, Jack Bird, there you go. Jack Bird, centre, front row, back row, lock. He plays everything. Probably said, I don't think Panthers will be as dominant, but they'd probably still win Eels like choking. I don't think Eels are going to be able to bounce back. It's like the Swannies. I worry about the Swannies this year in the AFL, man. Usually you see teams who get thumped in a grand final. They don't bounce back well. And, oh, that's actually a fantastic kick. Is that a 40-20? No, yeah, it's desperation knocks, but it's a dumb play. It's a dumb play. It was never going to work out. Is that a 40-20? Were you talking about dumb stories you did as a young bloke in the States before? Boy, do I have stories. Yeah, but you missed out. You did miss out. But we did speak about that. Not dumb stories, but learning stories. Oh, jeez, that's a perfect kick. GWS didn't. They definitely did. They definitely did. Look at where they are now. when they got thumped in that grand final, didn't they miss the 8 next year? Oh, Dragons, you are something else. You are something else to watch, Dragons. First tackle, and you knock the ball on when you need it. They are something else, this team. They are something else. I don't have words to explain them. What would you say, Dark Horse, to make grand final maybe like a Cowboys 2017 deal? Titans, thanks for coming. ZTT says, mine involves Baltimore. Baltimore? Why are you even going to Baltimore? That's a penalty there for St Helens. Think they might have made the 8 or just missed the 8. I'm pretty certain they missed the 8. Dragons, bro. Knock on first tackle. Not the first time they've done it tonight, too, off a scrum. St Helens might score again here. Probably should score again. Dragons deserve to concede again after that bullshit. Shabado. Alright, 58 seconds to go with second tackle. Dragons deserve to be relegated. Can we please relegate them so we only have a 16-team comp this year, please, for the love of God? For the love of God. I can't do this anymore. I have to put up with the Titans every year. For the love of God. Please, don't make me put up with the Dragons as well. I put up with the Tigers streams. I put up with the Dog streams. I put up with the Titans. Oh my God, put up with the Knights last year. Remember the Knights? And now I'm gonna put up with the Dragon stream, and we don't even have to because there's 17 teams now. Take them away so we have to have all the 3 buys. Need to Super League streams for Napa. I will take a Napa, that's for sure. Alright, so apparently there's a challenge here. Can't believe they're wasting our time. Why is the ship challenge in a precinct game? How do I write a complaint? I just don't understand why. What's the point? In fact, St Helens has won 4 in a row and only beat Dragons by 10. It's crazy. Oh, Blake, I've been complaining all night about that. It's been a disappointing performance by St Helens. I refuse to listen to otherwise. It really has been. It has been. Knox says, who's going to be 18 teams? Sunshine Coast, Mackay, Central Queensland, Ipswich. I love how all the options you gave are stupid. There's no way they'd put Redcliffe and Sunshine Coast in the space of a couple of years. The 18th team will probably be Perth. I think they will give it to Perth. Go for the 2, you softies. Go for the 2, you softies. Yeah, typical England! Typical England! Typical England! They go for the goddamn 2. Honestly, bro, embarrassing, bro. You're going for the 2 in a preseason trial game against a B-grade Dragons team that is predicted for last, and you're going for 2 to make it 3rd to 18. You as something else. What does this do to you? What does this do for you? Trial out your attack. Trial out your attacking plays. God help Dragons fans, and God help St Helens fans. North Sydney Bears, you shut up, Nigel Dukes. And there we go. The final score from the piss take St Helens. St Helens 30, St George Illawarra 18. I'm actually more impressed with the Dragons here than I was with St Helens. I expected St Helens to whoop them. I expected St Helens to whoop them today. But the Dragons have held their own with a team that only consisted of Mikau Ravalawa, Moses Sully, Zach Lomax, and also Matthew Feeney with also Jacob Little. All of those guys still not that great overall as a team. This Dragons team is predicted for last. They've competed with the team that scored has won 4 trophies in a row in England. Very impressive performance for me from the Dragons comparatively. But there we go, guys. I'm going to jump off here for tonight. Obviously, it's been a fun day here of streaming. Tomorrow we will stream Volkanovski versus Makachev. Then we've got the Dolphins versus Cowboys stream. And then obviously the interesting one that we're all waiting for, Titans versus the Broncos. So I appreciate you as usual. Thumbs up, subscribe, and sayonara until tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.